Monday afternoon, I'm doing this post GGA stream, and we had the round table last Thursday, and quite the ruckus. Round table, we had Norbert Vale, we had Claudio Capello, we had Jim Patzer, we had Brandon Travis, we had Larry Brock for the first time on the podcast. We also had JP Pitts coming in for part of it. Went 3 hours, actually went after midnight. I didn't even get through all the material I wanted to cover. Now, T20 is this weekend. A little bit of frustration here. They just created event pages for T20, the Game 1000, and the 14th anniversary. Just today, I actually needed all that to start sharing around Facebook several weeks ago. Because, you know, you got to have a big event like this, you got to promote it. And more than just the Facebook pages just a week before the show, I wanted to share that much sooner than that. And I actually created my own flyer for that, but I had to take it down because Galloping Ghost is in some sort of trademark battle over its logo. I don't know what the issue is on getting that trademark, but they don't want anybody creating their own creating promo materials for stuff, or at least not even for parodies or April Fool's jokes. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know why they think their logo's in jeopardy, but things like that, they needed to come weeks ago because I'm so willing to promote it, but problem is, it's just like, you can't. It's got to be a medium here to so we can get that stuff and get the word out, get people in to enter these, enter the T20, get down here for Game 1000. I know it's a big thing, but, you know, this is a big thing. And I'm soon to be joined by a crazy feline. But anyway, T20 is this weekend. I recorded my thoughts. I recorded a promo yesterday because I've been quite the frustrated person lately. So let's take a look at this, and I'll be right back.
"4 months. I've been in a slump. And I can't seem to get out of it. Even small victories seem to elude me. I'm not in the top 10 in power rankings now. I'm on the outside looking in. I didn't capture the C2E2 title that I wanted. I haven't been able to get the Blade Wars title. I lost the best of 7 challenge. I couldn't win the high score contest at Dumb Records, a particular pinball title. Victory snatched from me at the very last minute. Yeah, small victories. Can't even get a small victory. And now I should be fighting other gamers for scores. I'm now having to fight the refs. I'm expected to do a quasi speed run for a medium score, where there's no prize, not even a ghost coin, because that somehow measures skill. I'm in a rut. And anything I've tried to accomplish lately has been met with a roadblock. Or I've been weighted down by something. It's frustrating me. I was talking about, well, fighting for 100 points. Like, the only person I'm fighting 100 points for is with a ref, not with another gamer. Well, in score chasing, there's going to be a chase. Someone gets a score, then someone gets a little higher score, then someone else gets a little higher score, and so on. That's the nature of the beast. I knew this going in. Am I having fun? Well, I was. Am I having fun now? Not so much. It's not because of burnout. It's because I feel like I'm not always getting a fair shake. Yes, I had to come out to Lake Springfield to get a little peace of mind. Get away from the small screen. Fresh air. Look at nature. The ducks. The seagulls. The great blue herons. Canadian geese. Even the occasional pelican on these waters. So T20 is this weekend. You know, everything's being chipped away. So many things have been chipped away. I happen to be defending a streak of 3 for the side tournament. Yes, some key players are not showing up this year. But who am I playing against? What's going to be in the side tournament? The usual suspects will show up, of course. I mean, I'd like to at least win the side tournament. Because that... But what after losing this little thing yesterday at the last minute, because I couldn't be there till closing time. Losing at the last minute after taking the score back in the morning. It's like I can't find anything to break me out of my slump and get that fighting spirit back. Maybe I'll get that side tournament back. Maybe I'll win a 4th side tournament this weekend. But doggone it. This has been the only thing I've been able to hang my hat on for the past 4 months. The only thing. This belt. I wanted to win the C2E2B2 belt. Complete. Get all the active titles. I just couldn't do it. It just wasn't in the cards. But geez, the little victories I should have been able to win. The little victories. And I haven't. Is it skill? Is it shenanigans? What is it really? I am good enough to win anything. I am good enough. The question is, what artificial obstacles are going to be shoved in my path? I don't need to be fighting artificial obstacles. I shouldn't have to put in a subpar performance just to prove, I don't know, I can get so far into something before you'll let me do something else. I don't want to have to put in a barely beaten score that will just get beaten the next day. Talk about burnout. You know, I'm not a local resident. I wouldn't be up there every day putting in scores or playing the same games over and over and over again, fighting for that 100 points extra. It's every few weeks or once a month. That's how I have not burned out. It's because I'm not there all the time. If I was there all the time, it might be a different story. I might have burned out by now. I might have burned out. But I haven't burned out. But my fire is burning for other reasons. Maybe I need a new environment. Maybe I need a new land to conquer that's different from the land I'm in now. Other arcades have wanted me to come to their place and put in scores, fight for scores. But then again, they don't have the same, let's say, artificially created rule book that seems to change on a day-to-day basis and isn't this big, bulky, crazy patchwork hodgepodge. Well, it's okay to do it on this game. Not okay to do it on this game. And then it's supposedly not okay to do it on this game because of some nonsense that doesn't make any sense. I'm a long way from being done. But the playfield has to treat me right. If the playfield does not treat me right, then I'm going to seek a new playfield. I'm not done winning titles. But there's more than just titles with this logo on it. There are other scoreboards than this. Maybe it's time I spread my wings further out. Maybe I have to chase scores at other places. It's just a matter of where. Where are there tournaments where I can fight for a title? Throughout this country, the arcade scene has rebuilt itself. All over. Classic arcades are opening all over the country. There's tons of pinball tournaments, but that's not what I excel at. Obviously, I didn't excel at it when I was beat yesterday. Yeah, there's pinball tournaments all over the country. Very few arcade tournaments or gaming tournaments for general. If there's any gaming tournaments, it's usually in fighting games or Mario Kart, for that matter. I want more high score contests. I want to be able to find, I want somebody to point me to them where I can enter and conquer. That's what I want. I can bleed a well, I can drain a well of so much water before there's no water left and it's going to have to be replenished somewhere along the line. But it's time. I have to get something. I have to get a spark back. If it's not in one place, it's going to be in another. But in the short term, T20 is this weekend. There's cash on the line, another belt on the line. If I don't place in the top 3, I could win the side tournament. What games will they pull out? Who will enter this tournament? Or will my streak end? I won the T20 title in 2020. I won the side tour in 21, 22, 23. That may be ending. That streak may be broken. I have to find some way to end the slump this weekend. Somehow, some way. Because I don't like losing and constantly losing. Things need to break my way. Things need to go my way at some point. I need something to go my way, and soon, because I'm gonna have to find something else to do. Maybe I've peaked. Maybe I've gone as far as I can go, and there's nothing else I can get. I've done what I could, because I don't have what it takes all of a sudden. I'm gonna turn 53 middle of this week. You know, they say your 50s are your last good decade left. I started the decade winning the Gamer of the Year title. But I didn't expect the decade to end for me as a gamer 3 years in. 3 years in! There's more for me to get out there. There's more for me to get. I have not harvested all I need to harvest. There's a lot out there. It seems grabbing that fruit, trying to harvest that fruit off that low-hanging branch. Yeah, pick some low-hanging fruit, hang off that branch, immediately get snatched out of my hands. Snatched out of my hands. It says, you shouldn't have used a ladder. You shouldn't have used a chair to step up and grab it. That's not fair. That's cheating. Like heck it is. If I didn't do it, someone else would. And everybody has the equal opportunity to do the same thing. So how is it cheating? Yeah, I picked that fruit because I'm hungry. Well, yeah, I'm hungry, and now I'm starving. I'm starving for a win. I'm starving for something. It's time I get something. Take something back that I earned. I'm not talking about just handing it to me on a silver platter. I do put the work and the effort in. I shouldn't have to jump through a bunch of hoops or jump a bunch of obstacles thrown in my direction just to get something that I did on my own the normal way. Something's got to change. Something's got to change soon. Because I can't take losing. I've lost too much over the past couple of years. I've lost too much. In one scene, I've lost everything. Because of a few grifters. I got a lot to take in the gaming scene, and I am going to fight tooth and nail to get what I want, what I earn. No nonsense. Flat out. Score as many points as I can to take records, house highs, even championships. It's gonna happen, whether you like it or not. If I have to go to another stage to do it, so be it. While one person may not recognize my achievements, another will. So all of my fellow competitors at T20 this weekend, I'll see ya. Expect a battle. Because I'm tired of losing. It's time I win something again. Peace.
And there you have it. Yeah. Been quite frustrated lately. Belmont has gone my way, and jeez. You know, I heard the Monday Mystery stream a little earlier, and it's like, you know, I don't know what kind of, if they radically alter scoring, you can go way too far in one direction, and actually it could backfire. I don't know what they're playing, but you know, if they're gonna like clamp down and say, well, end up being all about quasi speed running without actually keeping time, and it's going to be a big mess, and I don't know how many people are going to go for this. I just don't. But, you know, I haven't dug into the I still haven't heard the entire daggone podcast they did. It's like I thought I found the spot where I left off, but now there's like another half hour, and I tried to play it at double speed to get through the whole thing, but I just couldn't. Well, in the meantime, I do need to do have a little bit of PowerPoint. Let's see if I got the right thing. Yeah, there we go. All right. Well, I do need to run through this a little bit. And some of this is already aired as of during the podcast last week. But where's my control panel? There it is. Now, some of this is from last Thursday, or at least I showcased all this last Thursday. So they did validate. Hang on. I need to make sure I am still transmitting here. There we go. We're still transmitting. Good. So I can't tell if I'm... That's still wrong. There you go. So they did, Twin Galaxies did ratify the scores from the arcadery in the Czech Republic. Tracy Gleave actually did make it down there, put up a video, a walkthrough video. However, she couldn't play on Saturday because apparently 200 people showed up for some sort of event. But these scores are still standing. They kind of ran through them today. And then there's a few scores that were posted a little bit later. I don't know if they've actually got through them all, but I got into the stream late as I had to drive home. That Mortal Kombat score did get validated finally. Yeah, it took them 6 weeks to do it because the player one side is screwed up, kind of like the same way Galaga is. But anyway, chase for tokens. It's now Andrew Owasco is 460, less than 500 away from James White in taking the high score or taking the professor token taker spot. If they do the radical scoring changes, like, well, then it may be more of a contest of how many tokens you can get. And high scoring may be de-emphasized greatly on most games. I'm just not. So this is the final power rankings, and this has changed a little bit, but this is August 1st, and Andrew Wasco kind of got that up to 193. He still has not gotten to 200 house highs. I kind of thought he would have by now, but that hasn't happened yet. By the end of T20, he might get to that magic 200 number, which would be quite a feat. And I've not been able to climb out of the hole I've gotten into. Hole's been dug. I've been pushed in. I can't dig my way out, and I'm saying a tie with James White for 11th or 12th, whichever. And of course, give me the year odds. Give me the year odds. I still have 25%. I still have these two as the top contenders. If somebody beats theirs for the T20 title, then he's going to get Game of the Year, most likely. I mean, if John Liming wins the whole thing, well, then he's probably guaranteed to win Game of the Year. I mean, his 25% is going to go right into his column, and probably the other numbers are going to reduce all these other numbers. Take out no one wins by that a little bit. Come on now. There we go. And congratulations to One Garcade. They took the Game of the Month, Blazing Star, for last month, July. Jim Patzer, of course, led the way with that. Would have been record-breaking score of nearly 18.5 million. It's higher than the arcade high score and the which was set by Jeff Stellman over at Underground Retrocade, almost 13 million there. But the Twin Galaxies record is a little more than 18 million, but Jim Patzer beat it. So congratulations to Garcade. Jungle King, Jungle Hunt is the game of the month for August. Scores have already gone in for that. I'll probably throw in my effort, but James White has led the team, the Galloping Ghost team, on that one. By the way, Claudio Capella's score was never added. I had to manually add it in. Of course, it wouldn't have made a difference. It was just pretty much baked in the cake that Galloping Ghost finished in, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. 5th place. We just don't have the shoot 'em up players we used to have. I mean, they kind of all play for Underground Retrocade and that team, so what can you do? And speaking of small victories, I cannot win. Yes, this ended up being the result Saturday evening at closing time. Chris O'Brien walked back into the arcade. I took the score approximately noon Saturday, and Chris O'Brien went in about 6 o'clock, last hour of open time, because he got off at work at 5, so he had to hightail it over from his workplace over to the Dumb Records, and tried to take the score back. He had like 68 million, like just over 68 million. I almost got 69. So Chris O'Brien goes over there at 6 o'clock and manages to take the score back. I mean, Claudio gave me the bad news that he almost got 79.5 million. And I was like, I was just irritated. I was bummed out, not happy. It's like another small thing that I should have won, and I lose it. And it's not my fault that I couldn't be there till closing time at Dumb Records. I had an engagement. I had to run down to Pacific, Missouri to film a wrestling event for the promoter who needed another camera angle. And I'll be running down to Marion, Illinois on Wednesday night to film a festival show at the Williamson County Fair, or on my birthday, no less. I gotta look at this occasionally because, somebody might be in the chat and might say something and I'm gonna miss it because I don't have that window up. Anyway. So disappointing. And by the way, salt in the wound. I will say this. I posted a comment on my Facebook page saying, oh, let me see it. Let me pull that up a second because I can't remember it word for word. Lost in thought, having to think about this, that, and the other. So yeah, the comment I made was, when someone decides to pick a fight with you that you've had no contact with or even thought of for a decade or more, who is it that lives rent-free in whose head? So this individual, and I'm going to not name him because he only did this crap to make himself famous again. After I did win the Wizard of War high score contest last year, in the midst of all the daggum drama, he goes posting a comment saying I'm a cancer to Central Illinois Wrestling, which irritated me. It's like, no, I'm not a cancer. I didn't respond to it. because, everybody had basically the long knives drawn out for me because they're stuck on basically social media contagions. And by the way, if you want conformity on an opinion, well, you're not getting it right now, because all the national, worldwide, international discussion right now is women's boxing at the Olympics, and whether it's fair that women are getting injured by allegedly female boxers. They were rejected from participating because they did not meet the biological requirements, biological requirements to compete. But the Olympics allowed them in. But another governing body did not allow them in. And a lady boxer ended up having to quit like 46 seconds, and you probably heard about this, into the fight, because she was hurt so bad by her opponent. And the activists are running around screaming at people who are complaining about this, and their attitude is like this is the way the world is now. Well, I'll frame it like this. This is what they wanted. This is what righting the wrongs or righting the sins of the oppressors looks like. See, that lady boxer, she's an oppressor. She deserved what was coming to her because of the sins of past generations mistreated this person, that person, this person. That's what it looks like. So you better get used to it. Oh, you think it's wrong? Well, too bad. It's right now because we said it is. This is right. This is right. This is the way the world is now. Humanity has evolved for the better, for the greater good. Don't like it? Well, you're wrong-headed. You're a bigot. You're a racist. You're a disgusting individual. You need to go into a re-education camp. Either, and you want to compete on this level, you're gonna have to be much tougher, stronger, blah 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 blah, to hang in the ring with these people. Because you quit 46 seconds into a fight, you can't hang in the boxing ring. You can't. This isn't your sport. You need to find something else to do, because this is their sport now. Anyway, bunch of ranting. Anyway, yes, kind of that similar crap that I had to deal with all last year, and still dealing with it this day. Unfortunately, well, it's pretty much a grift. Unfortunately, that's why I see it as a grift. It's not. If it's really about this, that, and the other, it's like, well, you know the debate, and several of you don't want to have to answer to it. But this is what I had to deal with, because I stood up for a woman and paid the price. And what is different from last year is there's a lot more people speaking out and in much greater numbers. And, boycotts are actually working, and they're freaking out because they're losing so much ground at such a rapid pace. And that one initial boycott has been successfully duplicated multiple times. And they're going berserk over it. They may not be in as strong a position as they used to be to dictate to everybody else as to how things should be. But going back to the individual that gave me a hard time, I'm going to hide this for a second. Because I don't need to stick on that screen that long. Anyway, he made that snide remark. I didn't respond to him. Then the next time around, we had the high score contest on Turbo, the arcade game Turbo. Same situation. I got beat in the last few days of the tournament, or I had a chance to go back. I played. I actually had a shootout with the person who actually beat me on Turbo, but I just could not be. I could not get the points after multiple attempts over a few hours. Multiple attempts, and I ended up losing to a gentleman by the name of Mitch. I forgot his last name. I lost, and then when they posted the announcement of who won the contest, and then they had pictures of me battling it out with Mitch, this same individual decided to say F me. Posted a comment in a thread taking a shot at me. It's like F Crimey. F Crimey. Like, that was uncalled for. Again, like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times. Well, that's your 3rd strike, because after this contest, after they posted the announcement of who won Dale Jr., he posts another comment, laughing, chuckling, saying, haha, Crimey didn't win. I finally responded to him because it's like, that's your 3rd time you did this. Unprovoked. I hadn't had contact with you for a decade, and you just decide to attack me. Again, I responded in kind, and then he goes claiming that that he's living rent-free in my head. No, it's the other way around. I'm living rent-free in your head. The fact that you take cheap shots at me, it's like 3 times in a row. I didn't respond the first time, didn't respond the second time. But 3rd time's the charm, wasn't it? The guy's a jackass and a piece of crap. He's just a rude, obnoxious individual. He always has been. I had issues where going back more than 20 years ago. I was doing play-by-play for a local wrestling company, and they brought him and his buddy in, and they proceeded to trash me on their commentary chat repeatedly, like monthly. It's like you willingly loaned somebody your PlayStation 4. Not only did they not return it, they trash you repeatedly as a couple of ungrateful a-holes. While keeping your little PlayStation that you bought and paid for, but you're trying to be friendly, a good guy, and they just not only not appreciate you, but just do everything, smear the hell out of you. Which, yeah, and I'm supposed to sit back and take all that abuse from people. It's like, no. And thus it was a crusade to try to go somewhere else and do the very activity that you got taken away from you and mistreated, trashed repeatedly by the individuals that replaced you. Is like, that's not going to stand. And it absolutely. So hence I got my public access show. I started filming the events, editing the source material. Yeah, they weren't getting to dub the video because I had control of the video. So eventually, I mean, the people who trashed me on public forums, I proceeded to get other get my own public forum on an equal platform and show them how to do things properly, how to do things better. And then they fizzle out and kind of disappear over time because it's just inferior. It's inferior, it's pathetic, it's garbage, and that's the way it needs to be. So anyway, I'm going to put this back up here. Moving on. Yeah, it's upset all I'm going to say about this individual because, he doesn't, I'm not going to tell you who he is, but if you happen to find out who he is, he's not somebody I want to hang around with, and I don't want to associate with him. I don't want to associate with him whatsoever. So if he does this again, I'll pretty much said to him, you got something to say to me, say it to my face. Quit doing it behind a keyboard like a coward. Oh, yeah, I'm ranting. Huh. Isn't that fun? That's what I like to do. That's what I'm good at. Anyway, I'm still trying to build this Twitch channel. Unfortunately, you probably have heard about Twitch. Is having its problems lately. So I had to create a Facebook page for the Crimeycade podcast. I did not want to do it. But if I want to stream on Facebook alongside Twitch, like I'm doing right now, I had to create a Facebook page. You cannot, right now, you can either stream to your personal profile on Facebook, which I did not want to do that either. I wanted to separate it. So I had to create a Facebook page. But you can't stream to a Facebook group. That's not allowed anymore. That was gotten rid of back in April. But the bugaboo of this, I have to get 100 followers, and also the page has to exist for 60 days. So I need to get 100 followers. Now, I'm not going to invite the wrestling people into this. I'm going to invite the gaming people into this. Because I need a break from the wrestling people. I'm winding that down. It's still being wound down. It's just not going to be, cold turkey. I was forced to go cold turkey for a while because of the grifting bullies who use social contagions to take major shortcuts and acquire things that they're not ready to have and they don't have the skills for. But this is the world. This is can't wait for the elections because there's going to be a bunch of changes, and these people who have pushed so much trash and poison upon society are going to lose their influence, and they know it's coming. They know that influence is going to get taken away from them soon because the public is turning against it. So they're going to get even more nasty and wacky, and it's like it's going to end up being counterproductive because it's going to just their bad behavior is just going to accelerate the resistance and build that wall even higher, and they're going to accelerate their losses because nobody likes bullies. Nope, and that's what they're doing. They're bullying other people to get whatever they want by strong-arming people, and the public at large is tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. It's just drama. Anyway. It's a good thing this is just a just chatting stream. I don't know how many people are going to come back and watch this later, but yeah, and the other problem is the same kind of drama that permeated the wrestling business has crossed over to the gaming business now, and just Oh, I want to get away. Game is supposed to get away from all this other drama, and now that drama is just falling in because they gotta expand the reach, and they gotta go into other places to push the agenda forward. Oh, that's another just chatting string. I could go on for hours about that. Whoops, boy, that didn't go right. Anyway, punched the wrong key. Anyway, so it is T20, and they just put, as I said earlier, they just posted the event pages for this. We should have had these weeks ago. I'm sorry. They needed to have been made, the graphics made weeks ago. You knew this is the biggest deal of the year. You can't wait till the Monday before. You can't. I mean, as someone who's advertised wrestling shows for so many years, you have to get them flyers. I mean, I ran around all over Springfield getting flyers up. I had to do it. I mean, beginning of the month before the show, you start hanging flyers all over the place. You may not hit everything in the same week, but you want to get everything up by the weekend before the show. Yeah, it's okay if you don't hit everything the first week. Of course, that's a good idea not to hit everything the first week, because if there's people who will sabotage your advertising because they hate your guts and they want you to fail. So you have to make them guess as to where to go to find it. Make them waste their time hunting for stuff that they're not, and kind of maybe aren't so eager to go waste their time doing stuff they shouldn't be doing. Anyway. 21 hours of playtime. Yeah, this used to be a 4-day thing, and now it's 3 days. Even the Friday, the first day, they used to start at 1, and then they cut it down to 3 o'clock. I was like, they just keep cutting the grind time down. 35 angry man, cheap viewers on, well, I don't know about cheap viewers. I mean, they gotta be real people that are interested in the subject matter. I don't think, jeez, I'm gonna throw this up there. Oops. Yeah, this is what this guy said. Cheap viewer. I don't know what I don't even know what this is. It's spam. I know it's spam. By the way, this gentleman drop in Jet Cogs. Thank you for joining my stream. That was for quite some time ago. Yeah, that was the first time. Oh, he's still here. Jet Cogs is still with us. Thank you. But I don't know who this Angry Man guy is. Jeez. I think it's a spammer. Anyway. Going back to T20. Yeah. 3 days. But Sunday only 4 hours. I have a streak of 3 side tournaments right now. A streak of 3 side tournaments. I don't know if it's going to be extended to 4. I don't know. There may be more people motivated to play the side tournament, depending on how dominant Zerst, Limey, and Pearl are. If they're super dominant in this tournament, and players further down the ranks just have no chance even getting to the top 3. I mean, it's kind of surprising that more players just don't do the side tournament, but maybe that's more of a function of They don't have any new games in the side tournament. But let's move on. T20, I'm going to be there. So we're going to see. I'm going to see what happens. Then the weekend after that, Fan Expo in Chicago. And a lot of fighting game tournaments, including Street Fighter 6, Mortal Kombat 1, Tekken 8. Yeah, that's Fan Expo at the Donald Stevens Convention Center. That's the weekend of the 17th, 18th, and 19th. So that's in Rosemont, Illinois. But that's not all that's happening that weekend. The Let's Go Retro Gaming Expo 2024, and that's 2 dates for this, both on a Sunday. It's kind of a flea market. It is a flea market, a gaming flea market, kind of like the Missouri Game Con was. Not very many. Well, actually, I had the only arcade games there for people to play. But they had more room, so they could have. I just wish they had some people that were willing to bring arcade games. But this is why I bring my barcades. It's because those gaming conventions, they do want to play some free arcade games, and that's an opportunity for them to do it. Would I want to get a table at this? I mean, I probably would have to send them an email and ask them would they want me to would they allow me to bring my barcades if they give me a table to sell my junk, sell my gaming stuff. I didn't sell as much as I wanted for the Missouri Game Con. I didn't have any consoles to sell off. But I did. I have a lot of PS3 stuff, but I don't have a. Well, I just picked up a PS3. Just the unit without any cords. If I can find some cords, plug them in, test the thing. I want to see if it actually functions, boots up, if it actually plays the discs. I mean, that would be great if it would. But I have like 3 PS2s that don't work. I buy at garage sales. 2 of them power up. 2 of them boot up, but the CD drives do not work. I have another one that's dead entirely. And so I have a dead Slim and a Slim that the CD drive does not work. The other one, the tray is actually broken. So maybe I'd have to take it apart, see if I can get it to work. Or maybe part swap between the Slims. I don't know. It's the only way I can see making use of them. Now, I don't know if there's any other events happening during this Let's Go Retro 9 to 4. And only $5 to get in. So that's pretty cheap. Other conventions charge $10, $15, $20 to get in. But this is relatively cheap. So maybe they're making their money on the vendor tables. Of course, happened on the 24th, the weekend after. So they just made a ruling on this. If you want to bring your own controller, by all means, but it's got to work on a PS5. So they're going to have the custom cabinet to play Street Fighter 6, and then they're going to have a PS5 running Street Fighter 6, and you can use your controller on it. $30 entry. So that ruling was just made. So if that's what you want to do, by all means, bring your controller. Unfortunately, I will not be here because I have a prior engagement on the 24th. And I would have gone to this too if I didn't have a prior engagement. Now, this is in Kansas City. This is a big convention over and this is on the Kansas side of the state line, Orland. Overland Park, the convention center, 2-day thing. If I didn't have the other thing I needed to do, it's like yeah, there's multiple things I needed to do on the August 24th. I can only be in one place. If there was nothing else going on, I would have made the trip for this, but maybe next year. And this is another convention up in the Rockford area. That this actually would kick off an entire week of gaming convention up there up near Chicago. Rock River Valley Video Game Convention. I don't know anything about it, but it's at the Cliff Breakers Conference Center in Riverside Boulevard. Those still with me. I'm running through these slides here, but I got some material. I got a few things I need to say to get off my chest because this is a just chatting chat. I need to kind of bounce around a little bit. But if you're a vendor and you're doing the Pinball Expo, you're best served to get over here too, because make your money. You can sell a bunch of stuff here, kind of as the lead into this, and yeah. In my little 20-minute promo, I was complaining about the only hat I had my only thing to hang my hat on is the Pinball Expo belt. I don't know who's going to enter this. I'm going to bring the belt. I am going to cut promos on the show floor. Hopefully the auctioneer portion, the auctioneer area, will give me some time on the microphone in between items they're auctioning off so I can cut a promo and get people to enter the Super 7. I guess you could call it a glorified Best of 7 tournament because it's 7 games. It's not a best of the first to 4 out of 7. But you're grinding for scores for a 4-hour period. That's on I think the 19th is on a Saturday, so October 19th I'm going to be defending my Pinball Expo title. James White says he's going to do it this year. He's going to step up because I won that match with him. I wanted to beat him for the C2E2 title. Well, not C2E2 title, but for the Pinball Expo title. But he sat out. He sent Chloe Gwynn in his place to compete against me. Andrew Iwaska was there. Brian Wasserberg was there. I knew Tech on games because I had 2 days to practice on all of them. There's only 10 games that they brought to the convention. I was able to play all of them for a good amount of time, learn some stuff that I didn't know. And when it came tournament time, I was able to do that tech, the tech that I learned practicing, and take the belt. After about 4, I guess this was the 5th try. Yeah, this is the fifth attempt. Yeah. Daniel Sam won the first 3. Jimbo Slice won the next one because Sam did not show. Sam did not show last year. Who will show this time? I don't know. But anyway, looks like I got a note here. Oh, Isra Bahena. Isra Bahena. Let me type him a note because I need to get. Hang on. Hang on. All right, let me drop this a second. Let me get his attention here. Actually, I don't even have Facebook up. Let me get this up. Let me get this up. I didn't have Facebook up. Maybe this is. All right. Let me get. I'm gonna get Israel in here because Israel Bahena wants to play against me. Let me get him in here. Oh, by the way, we had somewhere in Springfield somebody that was trying to kidnap a bunch of kids, and there's multiple instances of it, and they grabbed the person, although it's for an unrelated charge. Anyway, let me see if Israel will join me in a second. I'm going to remove this. Remove the studio, remove the studio. Stop the screen. All right, get this over here. I'm going to get this PowerPoint out of here for a second. All right, he's come in.
What's up, buddy?
Hang on, I'm going to plug the headphones in because I don't know if there's going to be loop back or not.
Okay.
Let me get this, plug the headphones in.
What's happening?
All right, we got switched over. Actually, I need to plug the microphone in too, but can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I got to make sure that this switched over. Audio, microphone.
Okay.
It looks like it's still picking up. All right. You're busted and got to play against me in Crimeycade, right?
Yeah.
Well, indulge me for a little bit longer. So I've been streaming for the last hour and a half.
Okay.
Warmed up for a bit, but now it's like I've gotten into a ranting state. And then I had to break topic for a bit, talk about upcoming events. You're doing T20 this weekend, correct?
Yep.
Okay. I don't know if you saw my 20-minute promo earlier. Did you?
No, I didn't see it. No, I was busy. My car got stolen. My car got stolen. I just got it back like an hour ago.
You got stolen. What happened?
Yeah. Well, somebody took it in front of my house, and then I found it 3 days later in the next block. I don't know. It's weird. They didn't do nothing to it. Huh?
Did they have a key to it?
No, I only have one key.
So they jumped it, or they hotwired
something like that. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I mean, it looks like they didn't do anything to it, really bad to it, So I don't know. Maybe hotwired it.
Now, my car's a Prius, but it's keyless. But if it doesn't detect the key fob in the car, it will not start.
No, mine's a old 2007, but it's got low mileage though for its year. It's got 108 for being a 2007. It's got 108 original miles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Well, my Prius just finally caught up with my Geo. To my Geo Storm, but then again, I hadn't driven the Geo Storm for a while because I had issues with the engine. It kept the fuel valve kept sticking. Didn't know that. And we replaced the fuel injectors and then replaced the gaskets. And I would drive it for a bit. Then the engine would start having problems. Then the engine just suddenly wanted to start dying. Or I'd drive normally for one run of the engine, shut the engine off, park, go into a store or something. Then when I return to the car, start it. It acts as if it doesn't want to run. It wants to die. The engine doesn't want to run.
Oh,
And
what year is it?
just no, it's 92.
Oh,
It's
what's
my
an
trophy.
oldie?
It's a trophy car, remember?
It's a what?
Trophy car.
Oh, okay. I get
You
you.
remember? Yes.
Yeah.
I still have the grand prize for the I still have the grand prize for the campus challenge in my
Uh-huh.
possession. How much longer? I don't know. There is somebody in California that wants to buy it and put it in a museum for an
Whoa.
arcade.
For real?
He wants to open a gaming history museum
Oh,
here
all
in
right. You should.
yes.
Maybe you should do it. Just sell it.
At some point, I will.
Yeah.
Right now, well, now that I'm able to use the car again, yeah. But if
Hmm.
I need a truck, I would like to have a truck, but the problem is prices for everything have gone through the roof. My insurance bill has eclipsed certain thresholds. I'm going to be paying more for home insurance than I've had in previous years. Now, some
Whoa.
of it could be blamed on building a new garage and having the arcade in the back. But
Wow.
the car insurance, that doesn't justify why the car insurance went up because the cars are getting older. They're not
Yeah.
newer.
My car insurance went up $40.
Well, yeah, I've crossed the $700 mark for my
Huh.
car insurance. No
Yeah.
tickets, no accidents, but
Yeah,
it's
me
went up
too.
and up and up.
Yeah, me too. No tickets, no accidents.
So,
So,
and the value of the vehicles hasn't gone up. It's depreciated.
how you doing on Fightcade? You've been playing it often or no?
Well, you know what happened Saturday. I don't know if you just well you haven't been tuned in through this podcast, so you probably missed
No,
all.
no.
That's Saturday was spent playing pinball.
Oh, okay.
Now the few matches I played on Fightcade on Breaker's Revenge. And by the way, Breaker's Revenge, they just
Yeah.
released a sequel to that this
Oh, for
month.
real? Oh, wow.
Breaker's
You know what? I mean, I'll be honest with you. I played it maybe a couple times before I even challenged you. When I challenged you, it was probably like my third time ever playing it.
Well,
I
Jamie
did pretty
Pitts
good, right?
apparently.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. Although the best of 19 took way too long.
I mean, I've heard of it before. I mean, it looked like a cool game because I always try to look at just older games and the newer ones, and I said I'll give it a try. So I challenged you.
Yeah. Breaker's
Uh-huh.
Revenge came out with Breaker's Revenge Chicago. It's on the EXA arcade system, which is kind of a spiritual successor to the Neo Geo. Galloping Ghost
Okay.
has one of those cabinets, but it only has Virtua Hexa in it.
Okay. You
But
said it's a newer one, or just something
it's
like?
just got released. Breaker's Revenge Chicago. So it's the third in the series.
Oh,
The
wow.
original Breaker's Revenge, and then
Uh-huh.
Breaker's Revenge Chicago. Why they put Chicago at the end of the title, I don't know, but
Chicago's a popular city.
I
And,
don't know how much it is.
you know what? You ever seen Killer Instinct? Whenever you knock down somebody off the building and they crash onto the car,
Yeah.
it's got Chicago spray painted on one of the walls.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's like Chicago. I don't think the designers or the creators are from Chicago, but
It's Valley Midway, so probably it was.
yeah,
It's a Valley Midway game. Well, Midway game anyway.
yeah. Mortal Kombat from
Nintendo.
Chicago.
No, it isn't. Correction.
Yeah.
Killer Instinct is a Nintendo game. Rare.
Okay.
Rare
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Yeah. I was saying Killer Instinct from Chicago. The makers from it's kind of cool that we have some creators from Chicago that can make Mortal Kombat.
Right. So they did release two more Monday mystery games. They brought out the last two T20 games.
Okay.
Ani, which is a fighting game.
Which one?
Ani the Ninja Master, I think. It's a fighting game, but not. It's kind of more of the vein of Red Earth, War's Aid than your typical fighter. I mean, you play it and you're like fighting bosses.
All right.
But you can do a 2-player mode. But there's like only a limited number of fighters to choose from. Versus the Rogues Gallery. The other one was Parrot Baseball, the prototype that is the baseball's take on NBA Jam.
What?
Parrot Baseball, yep. It was not released because I guess they didn't think it tested all that well. It was like kind of, I guess the NBA Jam like vibe didn't quite work in a baseball game, so they didn't release it.
Oh, okay.
So GGA has the prototype. They acquired the cabinet that didn't have the game in there. Once they grabbed the cabinet, then they got the parts to make it a Parrot Baseball arcade game and then put it on the arcade floor for everybody to enjoy what could have been.
It seems like lately you've been getting into the fighting games, huh?
Well, that's because of Bloody Wars. However, obviously I missed Hearthstone.
Well, you know what? I never really heard of the game when it came out. You know, I was like Power Stone. Like I can't believe I missed that game in the '90s. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of games we missed in the '90s.
Yeah, you know, I was like Power Stone, and then I joined the first tournament, and I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. I didn't do so well, so I was like, you know, I was really kind of busy too, and I was like, why should I go? I'm gonna lose. But yeah, I mean, like I participated in the first one. I mean, I not knowing what it was, but I wish he had a different. I mean, not repeat the same game, you know, but that's his choice, you know. That's JP's choice.
Well, there's only like 4 or 5 players that were in the very first one, so.
Oh yeah, with me. Yeah. I mean, like, you know, I never thought I was going to continue coming to these Bloody Wars. I never thought he was going to make it. You know how big it is now. You know, I mean, I'm not saying it's really big, but you know, getting a lot of contestants now and. You know, getting like good players like Norbert and
yeah, it was like a tournament with only 4 or 5 people. It's like then they now that it's grown some, bring it back and do a real tournament contested over this title. And I'm being buzzed by a gnat. I got a spray. I don't know. I got a spray bug spray or something. I'll get a bug zapper in here. Anyway, Josh Pitts lost. Which he promoted himself as the greatest Hearthstone player in the world, and somebody beat him. Yeah,
DSP lost too. I thought he was getting me, like, you know, telling me he was all hyped up about it, and you know, I thought when I played him at his place, you know, the Dancade, I was like, oh, you know, maybe he's pretty good, you know, and he'll make it to the end, and surprised he didn't win, but. What's his name? Damien's son won, huh?
Aiden Cordova cool. Won it all.
Yeah,
won it all, and a very deserving competitor, Aiden Cordova.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean,
anybody that beats Josh in Power Stone is a gaming hero in my book. Because somehow. Yeah, when I was like ranting on my promo, small victories have been eluding me. Small victories. I can't get a win, and
you'll get good at it. I mean, I remember. I mean, most of these games, you know, that we've been playing are 90s, you know, and
Yeah,
I remember
and I'm
playing them,
not.
you know. I mean, I never said I was good, but I mean, it's just I enjoy playing them, and you know, I do okay, and you know, I have fun. You know, it's just fun watching these fighting games. You know, just like I said, it's like my preference. So I like other games too. Like you know, grew up playing like Mario Brothers and you know,
Yeah,
Nintendo, Super Nintendo, all those games, and Nintendo 64, Sony, PlayStation, and but I like the fighting games. They're just very competitive. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah. But
yeah.
lately, I've
Mhm.
just been running into people. What
Uh-huh.
frustrates me so much about fighting games is I keep running into people who are just pixel perfect on fighting games. They hit a combo, land it every time, pull up, throw, do the moves every time,
Uh-huh.
and it hits every single time. And it's like you can't. It's not even
Yeah.
competitive, and it just frustrates me to hell. I was like, I'm not the
It-
greatest player, but nobody can't. I can't even lay a glove. It's like I know how to do these moves too, and why are they not? Why are they not firing? Why are they not hitting? Why are they being blocked? Why are they countered so easily? It's
yeah, I mean
why I
it's
didn't play sports games.
I don't know. I mean it's just it's like a guessing game, you know, when you just gotta guess what the person's gonna do next, and you know you gotta not be afraid, you know.
I don't know if
Go up
it's so
there.
much a guessing game, but
Uh-huh.
it,
Yeah, I mean,
I,
kind of
it,
like you know you with the moves, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to kind of predict what the guy's gonna do, and then you gotta throw your own move, and you know just keep at it, be persistent, and you know just I don't know. It's just like that's I kind of see it like real life, you know, like if you were in a real fight, you know.
even if you mix it up a little bit, they still end up
Ah,
even if you mix it up a little bit, they still manage to land a counter, and then you're trying to do your super move, and then it's like it doesn't
yeah,
always
yeah.
fire. Sometimes it
Uh-huh.
doesn't fire, and you just like doing the move. You're spamming the move, but
Uh-huh.
it doesn't register.
Mm-hmm.
It
No,
tells me up
well,
the wall.
just you know, you're pretty good in Break Versus Revenge. You know, I mean, like Street Fighter. You start off maybe with Street Fighter. The Street Fighter 6 is a good game. You know, start with that. I
Well,
still don't know
yeah,
how to
I
play
can
that
do
game well.
that.
Street Fighter 6 is you know just been out for a year, and you know I know that there's new players are coming out still and characters. You know, and um, I don't know. I'm still learning. You know, there's people that know already that I play well. You know, so but.
Yeah.
Um, you know, it's fairly new, and you know, it's gonna get bigger, and you know, just I would say, you know, spend some time in that game, and maybe with the retro games, you'll, you know, do well. You know, yeah. Street
I
Fighter
know.
6, you know, it's a popular game. You know, I think one of the best, probably Street Fighter is one of the, like the best franchises out there. You know that. Uh-huh. So yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
start playing more
that and
Street Fighter
Tekken.
6.
That and
Mhm.
Tekken.
Yeah, that and Tekken, and yeah, yep, you're right. Hmm.
So I had a bunch of crap I wanted to go through before I even do any more gaming for the night. Ah, um,
Okay.
I mean, when I'm done, I'll reach out to you,
All right, buddy.
and then we'll maybe do another match on Breaker's Revenge.
All right. I was playing MK2 earlier. Oh, that's some really good players there. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of games. It's like here's
Yeah.
the other problem, and I'm gonna get into it.
Yeah.
Doc Mac had a podcast recently with Tommy Waffles. They're talking about a major redo of Arcade and how they track scores and stuff. And it's like I'm concerned about how far and which direction they're going to go, and is it gonna make me happy, or is it gonna make me very unhappy and make me want to do something else? It's like
Nah, you won't. You'll be okay. You know,
I don't know.
you'll jump on
Well,
the bandwagon.
maybe it depends. If it's anything like because My beefs lately is basically I'm expected to do quasi speed runs for medium score. So I'm like, no. Why do I have to leave points on the table to supposedly quasi speed run a game once you see it, but come nowhere near the high score? It's like, what's the point of that? It's like, oh, to prove that you can, once you see a game, well, I could continue a game until I beat it. Doesn't mean I'm that good at it. Or maybe I can't, or maybe I'm not, or maybe I can't 1cc particular games like other players can. But I can't contest for the score because I didn't 1cc it or something.
Who'd you have before the podcast for me? You've been up for over an hour now, huh?
This is Mark just chatting.
Oh, just chatting. Okay.
This is a just chatting stream because I had a lot left over from the roundtable Thursday night.
Okay.
I could not get to. I want to comment on some of the stuff that was mentioned on the podcast. Didn't have time for it. And there's a lot of material, plus T20s this weekend. I want to get this out on the record before T20.
All right.
It's just, I can do a stream and just interview guests, but I got to have some time because I got a lot to say. Doesn't anybody want to hear what I have to say about something? I mean, yes.
Yeah.
The Thursday nights is for basically the guests, but I got crap to get off my chest too. I would take over the whole daggum podcast and rant for hours. But this is the point of me starting this because I've not been invited to other podcasts except for Josh's podcast. But this was created before he even started. This inspired him to start his own podcast.
Well,
a few weeks after I started doing mine. It's like hop on the bandwagon.
Yeah, he jumped on the bandwagon.
Follow the leader. Set the trend.
Well,
I set the trend. People follow.
Right. That's good.
But there's all sorts of podcasts out there just not giving me invites, despite the gaming credentials to my name. That's all it's for. So if I can't get on somebody else's, I'll start my own.
You're doing good. You probably have your own channel, somewhere on
well, that's the
radio.
Other challenge. This is the other challenge. I need more people on the channel. I need more followers.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm at 65 followers. I had 65 followers right now. I got 2 this week, which was a pleasant surprise. But if I'm going to grow the number of viewers, I have to get this in. I have to go to another place, or I have to stream in another. So I have to expand.
The Crimeycade podcast has a new Facebook page. Okay.
I sent you an invite, didn't I?
Yeah. I'm kind of shy, man.
So I have to get to 100 viewers or 100 followers in order to stream to Facebook. Besides Twitch.
Okay.
The page has to exist 60 days too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's.
So did you come to Galloping Ghost first before hitting the Dancade that night when you came?
Oh yeah, the last time I was up there, yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because he's not far from there. He was only like 3 blocks away.
Just took me over there, and then I checked out all the games that he has, and he's got a bunch of fighting game cabinets and Pac-Man pinball.
Yeah, I played it. It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was kind of surprising. I don't have a pinball. I wish I did.
Well,
getting one is a challenge. course, I also have to haul it. Also, don't want to pay several $1,000s for one either. Well, you can buy a new pinball for several $1,000s, or like 10, about the same amount as buying a new car.
Right.
Yes, those pinballs are about the same price as a new car lately. Like, I don't want to spend that much money. That's like,
Yeah. Maybe one day you'll find one cheap.
The new garage costs like, I spent about, I don't know, close to $40,000 on it.
For real?
A pit, yes. So far,
Wow.
the garage had to be built, and then the room in the back had to be built.
Wow.
And the insulation is like, one of the newest pinballs is like 1/3 of that garage.
Wow.
1/3. So you buy three brand new pinballs from Stern, and you pay the same amount as the brand new garage with the arcade room in it.
Wow.
That's insanity. So yeah, you look on Facebook Marketplace for some pinballs that are a bit older. Yes, I see Beastman there. You spend a little money. You want to spend some money to get some pinballs for a reasonable amount, but you need the truck. You need a truck to get them, and you also have to be practically on Facebook all the time, or some sort of marketplace, just waiting for something to pop. Then you got contact, and everybody and their mom's gonna be going after the same deal.
Wow.
It's like if you want the Facebook Marketplace deals, you better be.
Yeah, I got my arcade at the marketplace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now
I bought it for one. I bought my arcade for $150, and I invested like $350 into it.
Yeah.
With new buttons and joysticks and encoder and painting it and.
Well, if you buy a broken machine without, or a cabinet without the stuff in it, I mean, you're gonna pay less for it.
Yeah.
But
I was happy. It's my first one, my first one, and I'll probably, when I get my house one day, I'll probably do whatever Dan's doing and Andy, But this is my first one. I got my first one in my apartment, so I'm a little happy, Feels good to have one.
Well, part of this deal was build the garage to get the games out of the basement, because if I want anything else or want to trade them out or want anything new, I had to get them on the ground level. I do not want to deal with stairs. I can't lug anything up and down stairs. Not those cabinets are 200-300 pounds.
Yep, they're heavy.
They're very heavy. I don't have I'm not muscular. And I'm getting older too.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm getting older too, man.
Well, they also say your 50s is your last good decade before everything goes to. They say your 50s is going to be your last good decade before everything goes to crap.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm 44, man.
Join while you can. My frustrations are in the gaming scene. It's like I start out Game of the Year, and it's like, is it going to come to it? Is the decade over already? Because I'm not getting anywhere lately. I've been in a 4-month slump. It shows no signs of ending. And then it's like I've got gripes because of pending changes that are going to happen that I may not care for. And plus, it's like, well, I might as well get into this.
All right, buddy.
Because I got some of the, I'm going to see if I can, because I had the conversation with you, and now I got to get my head back on straight for me to even tackle this now, because.
Okay. So you gonna let me go?
Yep, I'll catch up with you a bit.
Beware the Beastman.
Yes,
They
I'm
were
aware.
Okay, I'll see you,
Well,
brother.
hopefully, whatever game comes after Street Fighter 6, because I'm going to be tied up with some. I already have a prior engagement on August 24th. I already have prior engagement.
Okay.
We'll see what comes after that.
Yeah, hopefully a good game.
Well, hopefully no conflicts either.
Yeah, no
Scheduling.
conflict. No
All
conflict.
right.
All right, buddy. So see you.
All right.
We'll see you
I'll
later.
See you later.
See you later. Bye.
All right. That was Israel Bahena. Jeez. Oh, I'm going to throw this up here. So, good night. So, yeah, there was a podcast a couple weeks ago, and I wanted to cover this sooner rather than later, but it's just a matter of time. I've been busy as heck, and there's other things going on. Practicing on games has been a bit of a difficulty because it's like I have to have time for that, and I don't. And other things are going on that are taking up my time. I can't be in front of the screen. Obviously, I'm doing this podcast now. And I could stream and podcast and stream a game while podcasting, and that's something I'm going to do. Probably in the fall towards winter because it'll be colder. People won't be outside as much. That's probably more likely to happen, which is why I stream at 9 o'clock on Thursday night with my guests. But anyway. Then a number of things have been bugging me. It's like, and stream today didn't actually made me feel any better. It kind of is like, I haven't submitted scores to Twin Galaxies for a reason. You know, I don't have to pull a cabinet out and show the daggone board. That's in a commercial setting. Can't exactly do that. The employees of the arcade may not be in a position where they can just pull the machine out, open the back door so you can just show the board off. I know Twin Galaxies wants you to do that, but that isn't practical much of the time. So I've not really wanted to submit scores to Twin Galaxies because of that requirement. I don't know how much longer, I don't know how strict they are about this. Or maybe if they want you to submit the scores using MAME instead of the arcade hardware because of the pull the machine out, show the board nonsense. That's been the deal breaker, in my opinion. Now, the other problem, the complaint about Twin Galaxies versus Arcade is the patrons of Twin Galaxies vote on whether a score is valid, where it's a valid score submission or not. I'm getting buzzed by gnats again. There's this one that's buzzing around. I need to get rid of it. Everybody's got a different opinion. And yes, we're not all refs. But things are, if a score is valid, I mean, Twin Galaxies has a bit of a system where if you want to submit scores to the arcade or submit scores to their scoreboard, you have to participate in adjudication of other players' scores. Now, Arcadery in the Czech Republic, they had done a stream and where they took the world record in R-Type and area fighters. Well, people who are on Twin Galaxies had to watch those playthrough videos and then vote as whether the score is valid or not. If you make the correct decision, then you get points, and you get so many points, then you can start submitting scores. If you get them wrong, then they take points away, and then it's like your credibility level. If your credibility level is dropping like a stone, then they're not going to take any scores from you. So it's got to go one way. You got to look at these scores and be able to judge correctly. So what's been going on with me and Orcade is I've been, I'm having more and more of a difference of opinion on what's a valid score and what isn't. And I don't think it's that hard to determine what's a valid score and what isn't. And it's also been, this goes back to my promo at the beginning of this podcast, or the first half hour. I vent my frustrations in a promo. Where's the line of being too strict to where it's artificially holding the scores down? And for what reason? I mean, there's been all this discussion about forward progression. And as I said a little while ago with my conversation with Israel, who happened to come by, who wants to play me on a fighting game on 5K. Forward progression, yeah, there's importance to that. Of course there is. But here's the other thing. If you played the game a lot, I mean, there's another thing. Orcade used to have a lot more refs, and now we're down to like a couple. Which, because there's fewer refs, there's less difference of opinion. Because there's fewer people who have an opinion. Different refs may have different standards. Well, if you don't have as many refs, good grief, I'm itching. You don't have as many refs. You don't have much diversity of opinion. One ref may not agree with what another ref says. It's like, and then there's no debate, no discussion. There's not as much debate or discussion as to why is this like it. I know I've complained about this multiple times. Let's go back to Cyberlit. First level of the game, it's got a 2-minute time limit. Second level of the game has a 2-minute time limit. After that, there's no time limit. All the levels also grow. First level of the game, a score that you can get. I mean, you run the clock down, but get every point you can get before you enter the room with the boss. But you gotta enter the room with the boss before the time expires. There is no time bonus whatsoever. But you got a 2-minute time limit. So you got that time to score as many points as you can get before you enter the boss room. And I see no problem. I don't know why it's unfair to get every point I can get before entering that boss room. I've played Cyberlib a number of times over the years. It's a run and gun game. Or kind of like Contra, to somewhat. But I shouldn't have to be in an argument with a ref over scoring an extra 1,000 points on a level. Gosh, that landed on my nose. I shouldn't have to be in an argument with a ref. It's like, there's this discussion about battling over 100 points. It's like, who am I battling with? yeah, if I'm battling another gamer to get ahead of that gamer, then like, what's wrong? I mean, we used to have shootouts. We used to have big shootouts over games like Dodon Patchy. That game is hard. I mean, I'm not a shoot 'em up master like others are. I see more people. Wow, I got him finally. These irritating gnats, finally. Ah, got rid of them. Thank goodness. Well, this uses in chat does not refresh. Oh well. Anyway, I shouldn't have to battle over. I shouldn't be in an argument with the Reds over like 1,000 points on a few, like 1,000 more points on a level. I shouldn't have to be. The timer's running. If you do not, if time expires, you lose a life. There's only so many lives available in the game. The person who has the high score, I mean, I want to beat that high score. And then make the person who had the high score play the game again and try to take it back from me. And the other problem was the game wasn't working and I didn't get a full run. Now, right now, I'm only good enough to get, gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess the next to last level, or about 5 levels in, before I lose my last man. And my personal best, there's another gnat. The personal best currently, I've been able to get 175,000. That's my personal best right now. The world record on Cyber looks like 380,000, which that also depends on getting all the trap rooms. Missed it. Getting all the trap rooms, which is at random. Oh gosh. I'm being contacted by another individual. Oh, let me answer him a second. Let me tell him I'm... Oh, he might join me in a second. I don't know. We'll see. Gosh, I guess I might as well tell him. Gosh, here we go. I guess I'm going to let him in, whoever. Unsolicited. Anyway. It seems like they're going to radically alter the scoring system at Arcade. And they're going to greatly de-emphasize scoring and push forward progression a lot more, which... And here's the other problem. So there's complaints that we're only playing so far into the game and just stop. And he's not happy that like we're not seeing everything in the game. Like, well, I'm about to be joined by this cat again. Good gosh, this idiot. Anyway. Yes, Cody has crashed my stream again. That's the second time tonight. And last time around, he just took it over, where I couldn't even daggum have a spot to put the keyboard so I could type something to somebody. Guess that's, and now I'm gonna have a problem typing anything because I had to put because I got this XRK controller in front of me right now. I don't have a spot for the keyboard, but now this cat's in my lap. Oh, I got it. I think. Stupid gnats. There's another one in here. God, I don't know. Anyway. Air conditioners running. I don't know how they're getting in here. And what do you want, little boy? Yeah, you're staring at me. Yeah, you're staring. Let me turn this. Let me turn this banner off. Where is that there? Turn that banner off. Let's look at this. Yeah, this goofball right here. This goofball right here. This is this is arcade X-Arcade control. Yeah, look at him. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this devious little boy right here. Look how feisty he is. Vicious attack cat. Yeah, staring straight up at me. Like, I want you to get off the computer. And now he's licking my feet. Okay, great. Get off the computer. Stop streaming. Sit still. Let me nap on you. And if you move, I'm going to bite you. I'm going to bite your arm off. We're going to bite your finger off. We're going to bite your leg off. Isn't that what you do? Yes, that's exactly what you do. Vicious little cat. Oh, good night. Anyway. Part of the problem with playing through the games, yes, obviously, I don't have as much time as I did. Much time as I like to have. I mean, I used to do 3-day weekends of Galloping Ghost all the time. I haven't been able to do that lately because of stuff going on. I'm needed elsewhere. Plus, when I'm at home, I'm not able to play all that much either. And then, obviously, the podcast taking up time. Because I chose to kind of use my Twitch channel I just didn't want to be in another random gaming channel. Or just play some games. Yeah, you're out of here. You're out of here. Oh, I almost got it. There's a lot left to do. There's a lot of gamers I haven't had conversation or not able to have conversations with at the arcade because, there's only so much time. I have to run up 3-4 hours. And then whatever time I have up there. I'm trying to get on the leaderboard, or at least, get on the high score rundown for that week with the limited time that I have. Well, whatever scores I get, I don't want them toppled the next day by the usual suspects. Plus, there's new games getting added every week. I haven't been able to play every game that's been released on the arcade floor the last few months. There's some games I missed out on or forgot that they brought and put out there. Sure, I can practice at home. But I haven't been able to keep up with it at all. So the games I'm able to play, I should get it this time. And there's a few games I'm able to play. The games that I'm already familiar with, I'm like, gosh, where are these coming from? It's ridiculous. I've killed like multiple nets in here. How'd they get in here? Anyway. I only have so much time to play. And then the work week starts up. I got that one. Work week starts up. And doing show prep, and now I have to mess with the Facebook page. Just so I can co-stream to co-stream to Facebook, because getting followers on Twitch has become more difficult because the viewer count for Twitch has been going down. And by the way, they radically redesigned the Twitch app, and that was a big step in the wrong direction. They send a random channel and put that in your face instead of let you explore to see what channels are streaming. But no, they just pick one streaming channel and then put it in your face, and it's not somebody you follow. Or maybe you don't want to look in there yet. You're trying to do this, that, and the other. It's like, that's not. This is how it looks now. Put it up there. Yeah, this is the interface now. When you open Twitch, it's not. This is the wrong. They went the wrong way on this, and I may have to download the old version of Twitch and use that for a while until they fix the problems that they created by this radical redesign that I think was the wrong one, the wrong way to go. Anyway, scores should matter, and I don't know what the point is of artificially holding scores down by a bunch of rules that are just artificial rules, or at least artificial ways of holding scores down, just because it makes it more fun if we do it. Well, fun for who exactly? I mean, maybe more fun for the scorekeeper, but I don't know about the player. And yeah, there's games that people don't play anymore. Well, I know for a fact several games I've stopped playing because rules got introduced that I didn't agree with. And it's like making it extremely difficult to near impossible or impossible for me to even challenge those scores because rules got introduced. That is just a block. It's just a broke block. I don't play Jump Bug anymore. You know why? Because you could only, because they added rules to the game where you can only touch a money bag in a level once in the mountains area. Now, I'm not talking about sitting in one spot and waiting for the same bag to generate every 30 seconds. I move around the level, collecting those bags, and I have to dodge those bats. And after so many bags, those bats speed up. Eric Pearl says they don't. No, they actually do. They do. They double their speed, and then there's your cue to get out. I should be able to collect points in there until the game tells you to move on. And there's several games that will tell you to move on. They'll force you to move on. But no, it's now they want you to clear the loops as quickly as possible. Well, the game speeds up to a point where now it's just like you can't dodge enemies, you're just getting overwhelmed, and it's just like a losing situation. You're getting rained down with bombs, missiles. At a certain point, it's just like becoming a losing battle, and then you just got to move on to something else. They talk about burnout. It's like, as I stated earlier, I played. Jeez. I don't know why the bugs are bugging me, but this is getting ridiculous. I'm going to have to bring a bug zapper in here. Anyway. Oh, there's so much there's so much here that's just like, if it's going to become too difficult to chase scores, that may push me away more than just, that may accelerate me stop chasing scores. I may have to pick other scoring houses and chase scores there if I can't. If the hoops and the obstacles get to be too much of a burden, because I'm not a speedrunner. As I stated, there's no prize for quasi speedrunning a game. There's no prize for it. Brownie points aren't tangible. They aren't. Twin Galaxies also like puts a bunch of rules on how fast you can, or at least you can't exploit glitches to do a speedrun on a game. Well, nobody uses Twin Galaxies to track his speedruns. At least not as many as speedrun.com. That's the authority on fast completions. If a glitch gets you to the end of the game quicker, that's perfectly allowed. Twin Galaxies frowns on that. That's the funny thing. You have to 1cc a game before you can press points on it. They mentioned Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and like ricocheting stuff being thrown at you. And like, well, that game's not easy. That game's pretty difficult. I mean, you have to be a particular class of player to be able to 1cc Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because the enemy gets a lot of cheap hits. Ton of cheap hits. There's a level where you can just kill Mousers out the wazoo, or unlimited Mousers, to the point that Twin Galaxies instituted a rule against that. They put a limit of 50. You can kill no more than 50. You do more than 50 in that boss fight, your score is disqualified. We're not talking about that. I mean, you're worried about forward progression. Not every game's like Domino Man. Domino Man's kind of the exception. Here's another question. It's like, if you 1cc bad dudes, and if you 1cc bad dudes, then you get the max out. No matter what. You can't, for what I've seen, the American version of the game, you can't get less than max out if you 1cc it. The Japanese version, the scoring system is a lot different. It awards out less points for defeating enemies and killing the final boss. Much fewer points. Now, the cutscenes are better in the Japanese version, but scoring's more generous than the American version. So the only thing makes you want to play Bad Dudes again is if you're playing in, let's say, a hardcore tile defense, or maybe speedrunning the game. Once you get the max out, I mean, here's the other problem. You're worried about whether somebody plays the game again. There's 1,000 games in the arcade. I mean, if I get that max out score on Bad Dudes, I'm gonna play something else because I don't need to play Bad Dudes again. I got what I needed. I got that max out score. I got those tokens locked in. I need to play one of the other 999 games and try to conquer that world. And then, because how much time do I got? I don't have as much time as other players at the arcade. I'm not there twice a week. I'm only there like once every so many weeks, maybe once a month. Plus, it's limited time up there. If you're an out-of-towner, it's one thing. If you're a local resident and you're a score chaser, you got an advantage over somebody who's from out of town, or at least in concerning that particular scoring house. But limited time is the enemy. Sure, I like to play. Maybe it'd be fun to run. It'd be great if I could 1cc every game that I touch. There's a lot of games that are just that difficult, and I'm just not able to 1cc a game like somebody else can. I just haven't. I mean, years and years ago, a game like Polygon Commanders, I would spend like several hours in one session trying to retake the house eye. And I had for a while, but it took hours. Ditto for a game like Terra Cresta. It took hours, and maybe some days, to take the score from whoever had it then. Don't have that much time now. I haven't had it lately. Plus, I can't go 4 days at a time because, I have pets that I have to medicate now. I don't think the discussion should be about whether I should keep playing a game like Bad Dudes after getting the max out once. I think the discussion should be getting new players to play it. Get more players to play it. Because why does it have to be the exact same player? Got that time. I don't know why it has to be the same players playing it. It should be when somebody gets the max out on this game, the next guy should step up and try to do the same thing. Let's see, what else is there? Yeah. Learn the game, yes. Well, as I stated, I only got limited time. And, it'd be great if I could spend, all that time, a lot more time than I am now to learn every game that gets put on the arcade floor. It's difficult. It's real difficult. Because now your world... I wonder if it'd be much easier if I was an employee at the arcade. Then I was there all the time. But, I don't think that's happening. I mean, perhaps I'll have all the time in the world after I retire. Retire from my full-time job, and I can spend 24/7 on gaming. But that's not happening anytime soon. I'm phasing out the wrestling stuff, too. And then once that's phased out, then maybe I can spend a lot more time on the gaming stuff on the weekends than I'm able to now. Yeah, the thing of the matter is this. The only person who can decide whether they're having fun or not, or
You know, in political discussions, it's like someone overzealous, a zealot board moderator would delete posts because they think, oh, they think they're trying to protect you from embarrassing yourself. No. If I write something, I post it, I decide if I'm embarrassed by what I wrote or not. Now, if there's typos in it, yeah, that's on me. If I get a little fact wrong or get something wrong and I find out about it later, but if I express an opinion and it's like, you don't agree with it or you think it's embarrassing for me to express it, who the hell are you to tell me I should be embarrassed? Because some of the crap I think you should be embarrassed for expressing that I find idiotic. But you think you're morally superior because you're of a different political bit than I am. Let me decide if I'm having fun or not. Let me decide if I'm feeling burned out. People shouldn't decide for me on whether I'm burned out or not on something. Or if I'm not having fun. Now, if I'm getting frustrated because I can't make, there'll be a time where I tap out on something. I had to score in JJ Squawkers. Well, the only way I'm going to get the score back is if I get lucky on the bonuses being extremely generous. But that may be only one time out of 100. I don't have to. Do I have to play through the game 100 times just to get lucky once? That Chris played Spine Breakers. He finally he finally took the score. But how many times did he have to beat it before it gave him a generous into level bonus? He had to play it a lot of times before he had to get lucky on a bonus once to get enough points to beat Andrew's score. And if anybody's going to beat that score, they're going to have to get lucky on a bonus there too. Ditto on a game like Rust on 3, Warrior Blade. You have to get lucky there too. You're not going to beat Piton's score. Unless the game, I guess you technically win the lottery. You're playing through the game multiple times. Are you gonna keep having fun playing through the game multiple times? And spend hours playing the same game multiple times, hoping that you finally beat the score? That would burn me out quicker than just eking out 100 points or just getting a little more points when there's a long bit of distance to go in the game. Do I really need to play the same game over and over again? Just to, I guess, prove that I can forwardly progress? Or do a quasi speedrun? He's got all these concerns, but I don't know. He may be going. At times I question how far. Got that one too. I question how far they need to go in one direction before it actually starts backfiring in some way or fashion. There's games where score points on levels.
like Miss Pac-Man. There's only a finite amount of points in the game. The original Pac-Man, there's a maximum score. You can't score any more than that. There's games that have a level timer, and the only way you're going to get more points is spending more time on a level. Vigilante, there's a good example. You quasi speedrun the game, you're not going to beat the default high score. Yes, there's a default high score. But if you play through the game and do no point pressing whatsoever in any levels, you're only going to get about 50% of the default high score. That's it. Oh, you got 1 CC. Great. But you don't have a world record. You just have a 1 CC. That's it. Pretty much a participation trophy. Pretty much the guy in 10th place who gets awarded a medal as if it was a participation trophy, but the guy is celebrating like he's won, I don't know, won the lottery or got first place, celebrating like he got first place when he really only got 10. And then just starts throwing his middle fingers up and shaking the bottle of champagne. Kind of like that. Huh. You know what? I should show that picture. I'm going to pull that picture up. I got to find it first. I know it's in here. Ah, here it is. Here it is. Last place. Hang on. There we go. I guess they call it. I guess this meme has a name. Last place douchebag. Hide this. Oops. Yeah. Yeah. I want to be the guy at the top of that staircase, not the guy at the bottom. If I 1 CC vigilante, but not point press whatsoever, I'm pretty much the guy at the very bottom of that staircase there. I don't want to settle for a participation trophy. Absolutely do not. So if I want to... if I'm trying to get that high score and make it not easily beatable, I should be able to. But if I have to, I don't have to fight I don't need to be fighting the refs for a score. I should be fighting the other players for a score. And if that gets to be if that starts to become that becomes what scoring community, well, that's how once scoring house is going to become in the near future, then that may be a deal breaker for me. So I don't know. Of course, Bussy says, which will happen first? Dark Presence getting released, the new arcade being open or being released, or the 3rd or 4th floor being built onto the arcade, or maybe Mossy's winning Game of the Year. I don't know. And then when they do release it, what? I mean, it's going to be real interesting what the public reaction is going to be. Are they going to like it, or are they going to really hate it? Or is it going to be somewhere in the middle? Or maybe they're going to decide, well, maybe I'm going to put all my, maybe I'm going to concentrate on doing things over here instead of over there. That could happen. And if I have to, I may have to not put all my eggs in one basket anymore. I may have to divide it up. But it's going to require several prerequisites before I can do that. I don't know how long it's going to take either. So, all right. Well, I've been going for like, I'm still getting buzzed here. I'm going to wrap it up. I am going to rate a channel. Let's see who I should rate tonight, because I got a few viewers in there. Thanks for sticking with me throughout the entire podcast. I need to chat. I need to get a bunch of stuff off my mind, and I don't know if I got everything off my mind, but I got a good chunk of it off. Well, there's several people. Gosh. Well, all right. I guess I'm going to raid Lord BBH's stream. So, because he's doing his Push to Reject show, he's doing the less popular arcade games of 1984. So, no stream on Thursday this week. Obviously, I'm going to be doing T20 and I need to prepare for that. But I might stream Sunday night late, kind of the aftermath of T20, and kind of state who might win Gamer of the Year. But we'll see. Till next time, I am the Mad Conservative Crime Fighter. This was the Crimeycade podcast, and have a pleasant evening, everyone.